Hey guys, just another little update. As you can see, another flower bed is now empty, so that's 3. Pond is half empty. All that's left in there now is just some orth, and I have decided to move these on. I've got somebody coming to pick them up slightly. As you can see, it's a very miserable day in Peterborough. I've got some good news, thankfully. The poorly fish that was in the pond are no longer poorly. I did lose another couple, but they're now in here, heated with salt, and all their wounds are almost healed up. I'm not going to show you them because they are a bit spooked. I've only put them in there a couple of days ago, but yeah, all their wounds are starting to close up. 2 of them are fully closed, and 1 still has a small ulcer near its tail, but they are on the mend. So thank you to Paul Kirk, who gave me the advice of adding salt. Never used salt before, but it has really helped. Actually, before I go up there and show you what used to be in there, just been to another YouTuber. Pick this up. Anyone watching my videos probably already follows Danny, as we're going to be having very similar ponds. And yeah, just been up to Danny's koi pond to pick up this beautiful thing. Right, let's take him to the non-poorly pond. So we'll grow on that. Oh, he didn't like that. Yeah, the rest of the soil is going down there. I've now got some astroturf down, but still needs a lot of soil to fill that up. Get in there. I'll pop him in there to float for a bizzle. Right, in this big old vat, it's, how much was it, did I work it out to? It's 2,000 litres in this vat. It's got 3 filters still on it. The large fish tank filter, pressure filter, and bio filter. Surprisingly, I know that there's only 9 fish in there, but surprisingly I've had 0 nitrates, because them small filters have been up and running now for a good couple of months, and yeah, 0 nitrates and nitrites, sorry. So happy with that. I'll show you the fish that's in there at the minute. There's Nala having her usual sniff around the fake grass. But yeah, plan is to have this all the same level as the stones over here. Got another new tree. Got myself a little cloud tree to go with my acers, which have actually grown really well this year. And yeah, obviously the bottom end is still yet to be done. I've taken the old cover off the old backy shower, as the backy shower is now over there on that pond. But before moving them into the little pond, the sick fishies, PP'd the pond so that all the filters were all clean and ready to go, no bad bacteria, and I might try and get a shot through the window if I can. This pond is staying pretty darn clear. Is the filters that's on there, the AW, the filters that's on there is more than capable of a 10,000 litre pond. So yeah, that's the one there that still has the ulcer, but it is starting to heal compared to what it looked like when I first put them in there. So that is good news. Yeah, so the next video that you'll see is an empty pond and probably a dismantled pond. You can now sort of see how I built the pond originally, and to be honest, it would have lasted many more years. The only reason for the real rebuild is I want to go bigger, as everybody always says. But give you an idea, 2 sleepers high both sides, reinforced with concrete posts, and it was flower beds all the way around. You can see my very poor job of lining the pond originally, but I'll be getting a box weld liner on the new one, so that will look an awful lot better. Box oil liner, bottom drain. I have decided, if I can afford it, to maybe not use the Ultra Sieve 2. And I remember in a previous video I did say that it had 2 outlets and 1 inlet. It's the other way around, it's 2 inlets, 1 outlet is what I was meant to say. But yeah, I may resell this and go for a combi drum. Looking at the small Oazi Profi-Clear drums, because of how high the pond is going to be, to use the Ultra Sieve I would have to dig down quite a lot to keep that at the right level for the pond, whereas the Profi-Clear, the little Oazi compact Profi-Clear drums, they're nowhere near as tall, so that I probably wouldn't need to dig down at all, because the pond's going to be about 85 centimetres tall, which from what I've been told so far they need to be about 83 centimetres if it's an above ground pond, so it might actually work out perfectly, but I'll do a bit more research and work that out. So once the chap comes shortly to pick up the orth in the pond down there, I've got my sump ready to just drain the rest of the water out, flood the grass. It's had a fair bit of water this week from the pond, but that will then drain that off, and I can then start to dismantle the rest of the frame and get this last flower bed out. That hopefully will fill the hole over there where the fake grass is, and that will then hopefully be level. If I need more, I've got plenty of digging that I still need to do in the pond anyway, so that's fine. And then I'm hoping the rest of it, when I start digging, will go in that back section over there, which again will be gravelled. I'm going to put a small shed over there for some bits and bobs, but yeah, it's still a bit of a building site at the minute, but getting there. I'm trying to do it without making a mess. I'm doing it bit by bit. As you can see, that particular part of my garden now is what I would call complete, other than I need to move all the pots out of the way. Once the astroturf is done, that's going to be that part of the garden then done. So all I've then got to do is, as I'm digging, fill up the last section, which is actually the longest section. So I'm hoping most, if not all, of the soil that I dig out will go in there. And if I have got any more soil that I need to get rid of, I might put a little bit along here, because the filter house is going to be here, and then I might get rid of a bit more of the grass, so it might basically level with the patio and the filter house, which is the plan. So then this section here is going to be another stoned area, and as I've got concrete gravel boards, not very tall ones mind you, but there's about 4 to 6 inches there that I can come up with soil. So the gravelled area up to the patio over here, I may raise that up and put some more of the soil over there, depending on how much soil has still got to come out once I've filled in that area, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, next time you hear from me, you'll see an empty pond and a dismantling pond. So yeah, hope to see you again, and stay safe. Speak soon. Bye. Hello, back again. Right, it's been 45 minutes, so let's go and have a look what we picked up from Danny's koi pond. It's my measuring bowl just being topped up. Turn that off now. Remove the covers so we can have a look at which fish are in here. As I said earlier, the fish that are in here are the fish that used to be in the small pond in the pergola. the ones that kick-started the filters, and as the filters are more than coping with what was in there, I thought I'd leave the smaller filters on here, and the bigger filters that were on the main pond, I did say I was going to use them on the bigger vat over here, but as there has been a bacterial infection in the pond, I thought I will keep those with those fish on that pond just in case, even though I did PP it, just to be safe, you know. I'm hoping that by the time the new pond is finished, that we won't have that problem. Oh, didn't turn that off very well, did I? It's still trickling in, but that's not a problem. Right, so in here currently, these are the small fish. I say small, that one now is nearly 37, he's about 36 and a half. Can't remember what he's called, Kiki Koryu or something along those lines. But there's one in here that looks like a mirror carp. I've told many people about it, but I just don't know. It came from a breeder from their pond as a 1-inch grow on to me, and he has no mirror carp in his pond, so it's definitely a koi. You can see in there. In fact, I'll tell you what, let me see if I can get an underwater shot, and if anybody can tell me exactly what he is, that would be great. I just need to take my phone out of the cover without turning the video off. 1 second. Fingers. Oh, stuck. There we go. Right. Here we go. Sorry if it's upside down, but it's how I take underwater shots. Yeah, if anybody can tell me what he may be, as you can see, he does look very mirror carpish. I'd be happy catching him out on the lake, but yeah, not sure. So any answers, give me some answers down below. I was thinking at one point a Deutz or Chiba, but no colours ever come through. He's sort of a browny grey. His body's brown, but his scales are a shiny grey. So yeah, let me know. But as you can see, that's the fish that we've got in there. That's my Jinrin Chag. Got that from Japan Koi Imports. This was his second season, so he's now a Nisai. Didn't grow very well last year, but then we didn't have a great summer last year either. But I'm hoping now that the vats are all heated. I mean, these little, well, that Tancho and the little Kohaku next to it. This time last year, I picked them up in September last year, 1 inch long, and they're now just pushing over 20 centimetres. So in 1 year, that's not too bad. They're almost caught up with the Chag. So he's not the fastest of growers, but now he's in a heated pond. His koi pox is almost all gone. Anyway, the reason why we're down here to have a look at what I've just picked up from Danni's koi pond. Those of you that follow Danni's koi pond probably know exactly what it is. But we'll lift him out, have a quick close-up and a measure up. In fact, to tell you what, I'll be back to you in a second while I get him out of the bags. So, here he is. Lovely Matsuba. Absolutely stunning fish. The second I see Danni advertising it for sale, I was like, I need that fish. Once my new pond is finished, he will look a treat in there through a window. Yeah, he seems fit and healthy enough. He's survived the journey. So we will sock him up and put him in the pond, or in the vat. Just getting him out of the bag, felt the water. It is so warm. I could literally go swimming in that. In fact, let's see what the temperature is. I just double check it. Danny's pond was about 19.5 when I picked it up. Mine, if you can see that, it's gone a bit green in the middle, but it's 23 at the moment. A bit more than I've got it set to, actually. It's set to 22. But hey, not complaining at that. But yeah, going up in temperature is always a lot easier on the koi than going down. So yeah, as I say, he was floating for 45 minutes. He's just getting used to the vat water. Just doing a bit of a water change at the minute. Just topping it back up. Got about another centimetre to go to where I like it, but we'll get him in and then show you some footage of him in there and put the covers back on. Very difficult to do this one-handed. And there he goes. He's now officially, I think, the biggest fish I've got. He'll come in and say hello. Yeah, there is one in here that I'm going to be moving on. The rest I am going to keep for now because obviously I lost most of the koi I was planning on keeping, and all my grow-ons, as I mentioned before, from the grow-on fish tank. But as we've said before, we'll live and learn. I'm not going to be keeping this vat as my quarantine system because it's just a bit too big. With the bit that sticks out here, it's just over 2 meters in length, which is just a little bit big. So what I'll probably end up doing is the little grow-on pond down there, I'll be using that as a temporary solution. But my plan is, where the barbecue currently lives under here, in between the flower beds, I mean, the size of that tomato plant, look, it's actually taller than I am. And there are thousands of tomatoes. We've picked loads, but they're not ripening very fast, so I may have to just ripen the rest on the windowsill, because if we leave it too much longer and get any frost, they'll disappear. But as you can see under here, look, we've got a few more ready to pick, so they'll be for dinner later, I expect. But yeah, I'm going to move the barbecue, I think, out of here and build a vat between the flower beds and the water butt. It's about 1.20 meters in that gap, and yeah, probably, I'm not sure height and things yet. I haven't even thought about planning or designing that, but considering how well these two little filters on this vat have performed, and with the amount of fish in there, there's now 10 fish in there. Obviously that the one I've picked up from Danni is a fair size, so that may throw them off a bit, but I am going to be starting to reduce the temperature in here soon anyway. I'm keeping the small vat at 22 until the fish are healed, but this one I might bring down to around 16 very slowly, and keep it at that for the winter. Because it's a vat, I don't particularly want it to get any lower than that, because we don't want ice and things forming, plus obviously electric bills. I'll just bring it down to about 16 and leave it there, I think, for the winter. May take it down a tiny bit smaller, but we'll just play that by ear and see how we go. But yeah, so I'm not going to keep this one. It's a bit too big. Squirrels are throwing conkers all over the place, as always. Find conkers everywhere in my garden. Dug these two up that were in the grass just before I came on video. But you'll see lots of little brown bulb patches. Obviously the dead grass is just where the dog likes to go, but lots of these little bold holes all over the garden. This is where I got one of the conkers out, that hole. And it's just the squirrels, they absolutely love to bury their nuts and conkers, what everybody feeds them around here, in my lawn, which is charming, which is one of the reasons I've gone fake grass on that side. At least I have one nice bit. But saying that, I don't know if there's any in there today. Obviously it's autumn, all the leaves are starting to come off the trees, but I keep finding, because it's a really long piled fake grass, it's about 40 to 50 mil, as you can see my fingers kind of disappear right down in there. I keep finding little monkey nuts stuck in here. No, none today, thank God. It's yeah, got to be careful, because the dog likes to crack them open and try and eat the nuts, and as we all know, dogs and nuts are not the bestest of mixes. But hey ho, that's another story. But yeah, we're getting there. This part of the garden, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, is now complete, other than the pots. Sorry for my shaky hands. Yeah, had to move the chairs and table out of the way to get the pond up and running. But we've got some composite decking at the back with the plants on. That needs a damn good clean. And then this will be astroturf, and as I've said earlier as well, this one will be gravelled with where all them big logs are. They're trees that I chopped down last year. Haven't yet decided whether I am going to make something out of them or burn them. I mean, my log storage tucked away at the back here behind all the rubbish, I mean, is a wee bit full. It's piled up on the floor, and yeah, it's full right to the back, and I don't know if I can lean over there now, but it does go a fair whack back. You can't really see it, but, yeah, it's rather full, so don't need any more logs. But yeah, I've built a fair few things out of them trees. I've given some to friends and family and sold a couple of pieces. I mean, I've even got more of them there from another tree I chopped down in the garden. But we built that birdhouse out of some of them, and we built this bench out of some of them. Gone a bit green now, needs a good sand and a good paint. You know, two of my aces are gone, ready for the winter. Yeah, we'll see. We're getting there. I'm just trying to do it without messing up the garden, because the missus did not want another building site. So yeah, that's the plan. Bit by bit, clean and tidy as we go, hopefully. But yeah, he seems happy enough in there. He's going to probably be a bit upset going from Danny's 11,000 pond into a 2,000 vat. But yeah, it's temporary. Once these orth are picked up very shortly, the chap has messaged me while I'm actually recording this video to say he's on his way, so I can then empty the rest of that pond and start taking it down tomorrow. So yeah, next video you'll see empty pond being dismantled, so hopefully you'll come back and see that. Any questions for me, leave your comments below. Any advice for me, leave your comments below. And yeah, if anybody knows what that mirror carp is, again, please let me know. Thanks for watching.